Hi guys, welcome to this week's episode of Forbes Flash, and congrats for surviving midterms week. Hope everyone voted. We're obviously going to talk about the elections, but from a Forbes angle. Simplified, that means money and business. To start, earlier this week we tracked how billionaires around the country were involved in midterms races. And then we looked at who won and who lost. Let's go through the list. Billionaires spent hundreds of millions of dollars influencing this election cycle, to varying results. Some of them have long been staunch supporters of either the Democratic or Republican parties, while others picked specific issues to fight for. Take Florida's Amendment 4, which restores voting rights to the state's former felons. Supported by 5 billionaires, including George Soros and Facebook co-founder Dustin Moskovitz, the amendment passed easily. Another cause brought to the forefront by billionaires, San Francisco's Proposition C, a ballot initiative that would raise $250 million in corporate taxes for solving the city's homelessness problem. Salesforce co-founder Mark Benioff contributed $8 million to support Prop C, which won 60% of the vote. On the other side of the local initiative, billionaires Jack Dorsey and Patrick Collison. Going back to party supporters, hedge fund billionaire Ken Griffin spent at least $39 million on the midterm elections, supporting Republican candidates like Bruce Rauner and Ron DeSantis. Rauner lost to billionaire J.B. Pritzker, more on that in just a second, but DeSantis narrowly beat Andrew Gillum. So I just mentioned billionaire J.B. Pritzker, right? He's now the new governor of Illinois, and the nation's richest elected official. No one tell Trump. A Hyatt heir and longtime Democratic donor, Pritzker gave $171.5 million of his own money to his campaign. Money well spent, as he won the race with 54% of votes. And don't worry about his bank account. He's still worth an estimated $3.1 billion. One last thing about the midterms before we move on to other news of the week. Let's talk about the pink wave. One trend that couldn't be missed as the results rolled in on Tuesday night was the numbers of women winning their races. At least 110 newly elected female officials are heading to the Senate and House of Representatives, which is a new record. But it's still only representing 20% of Congress. So there's definitely a shift, but we're not quite there yet. Even still, it's exciting to look at some of the firsts achieved by women this week. Sharice Davids and Deb Haaland will now be the first Native American women in Congress. Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib are the first Muslim women elected to Congress. And Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez of New York and Abby Finkenauer in Iowa made history as the youngest women elected to Congress. My bet, the pink wave isn't going to go away in years to come. Okay, so now let's talk about the stories you probably missed this week in all of the election chaos. One of our daily cover stories this week told the story of Bombardier, the Canadian company that transformed from a regional snowmobile maker into a rail giant, and then a budding leader in the aerospace industry. But even as that growth made the family in charge multi-billionaires, they hit a wall. So they turned to Alain Bellemare for help, who in just 3 years set Bombardier on the path to one of the most remarkable industrial turnarounds in recent history. And even with challenges ahead, Bellemare is confident that the company will rise above. Quote, "We don't run away from issues and problems," he says, "we run towards them." Speaking of challenges, Amazon has been having their own when it comes to the battle to win consumers' holiday spending. Their move? Introducing free shipping for all customers this holiday season, for the first time since they introduced free shipping in 2002. Yes, you heard that right. The $25 minimum threshold is no more. That is for the duration of the holiday season, which starts next week and will go for a limited time to ensure delivery in time for Christmas. Will that move be enough to keep the online juggernaut ahead of Target and Walmart? Only time will tell. Shop away, my friends. Speaking of Amazon, news broke this week that their long-awaited HQ2 will instead be split into 2 locations. While it's yet to be confirmed by the company, it's looking like Long Island City, New York, and Crystal City, Virginia, are about to get a lot more crowded, because the honor of being home to an Amazon hub comes with about 25,000 jobs. Those employees have to live somewhere. It sounds like Long Island City is well poised to welcome some new residents. The city is already undergoing a building growth spree and has public transit connecting it to the rest of New York City. Other neighborhoods who might see an impact? Astoria, Greenpoint, and Hudson Yards. But of course, this is all speculative until Amazon confirms the move. It took Marshmello just 2 years to earn $44 million and land him on the cover of Forbes. We revealed the first of our 4 covers for our annual 30 Under 30 package, and the rest are coming next week, so stay tuned. But in the meantime, you can enjoy the story of how an anonymous DJ managed to rise to the top. Think clever social media strategies, brand building, and independence from traditional music labels. Plus, Marshmello's built a truly global community. Some of his biggest markets are Brazil and Singapore. On his Cooking with Marshmello YouTube show, you can find him making Indonesian fried rice. And while that may seem like a unique decision for an electronic musician, so far it's turned into delicious success. Bird became the first electric scooter service to launch in the UK this week, thanks to a legal loophole. So far, an 1835 law has blocked the popular scooters from Britain's streets. Now they'll be able to ride on private land, aka airports, universities, business campuses, and parks with the landowner's permission. The tiny hiccup: scooters can only be used on private footpaths, but only where those footpaths don't interact with roads that are accessible to public vehicles. For the launch, Bird will have 50 scooters available to rent for $1.30, plus 20 cents per minute. As demand grows, they'll be able to expand the trial to 100 scooters. Bird is already valued at $2 billion and has 2.1 million registered riders around the world, who've taken over 10 million rides. Thanks for joining us this week. Share your feedback using #Forbes/, and we'll see you next week. Tune in every Friday morning, same time, same place.